These are the last Marines in Fallujah. From a combat high of at least 6,000 men, just a fraction of that are now left to patrol the streets of a city once written off by many as lost to Al-Qaeda.
It's obviously very significant being the last Marines inside Fallujah. What's really key about that is the significance of what Fallujah was 4 years ago. Understanding that Fallujah was a hotbed of insurgency in Al-Anbar and a large strategic location for the insurgency at that time.
Captain Dan Micklis is the commander of Bravo Company and patrols regularly with Iraqi police, but only when the Iraqis themselves request it. The Marine security footprint on the ground is minimal, as they hand over increasing amounts of responsibility to the Iraqis, exactly the scenario envisaged by the pending US-Iraq Security Pact. And so Fallujah becomes a blueprint for how other Iraqi cities could look by mid-2009. US forces largely withdrawn to the outskirts, Iraqi forces taking the lead on security. In practical terms, that means police in Fallujah are now in charge of the main checkpoints into the city, although Marines stand ready to respond in force in case of a spike in violence. Iraqi police are also the most visible security presence out on the streets, patrolling freely in parts of Fallujah where Al-Qaeda once ruled with vicious brutality. We're told they executed a woman in this market for daring to be outside without a male relative. The situation now, very different.
You can see the people are relaxed and they stay out on the streets till midnight or 1 a.m. Not like last year, where you didn't see anyone after 6 p.m. Security in Fallujah is good. If anything happens, the citizens will call and tell us about it.
And that leaves Captain Micklis more time to practice the art of Arab diplomacy, preparing the way for a smooth transition of power.
People have hope here in Fallujah. They have a future as far as living here and as far as a stable and safe society based on the current security here in Fallujah.
Dan Micklis is, of course, not the first commander to predict future successes for his area. Other cities have had similar periods of stability, only to fall into violence again later. But there does seem to be a genuine expectation in this part of Iraq at this time that security improvements are here to stay. In Fallujah, David McDougall, Fox News.